All right, if you're gearing up for your AWS AI Practitioner certification, you've got to nail this one topic: training data. A machine learning model is really nothing without its data. But, and this is a big but, it's not just about having a bunch of data, it's about having the right data. So today we're going to break down the foundational concepts you absolutely positively have to know. Let's dive in. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to kick things off with the golden rule of data quality. Then we'll get into the big classifications: labeled versus unlabeled, and structured versus unstructured. After that, we'll see where this all lives on AWS, and then we'll wrap up with a super fast review of the key ideas for your exam. All right, section 1, the data quality rule. Seriously, this might be the single most important principle in all of machine learning. You could have the most powerful computers and the fanciest algorithms in the world, but they mean absolutely nothing if the data you're feeding them is garbage. You've heard this phrase a million times, right? Well, in machine learning, it's not just a saying, it's the law. If you feed your model messy, biased, or just plain irrelevant data, I guarantee you're going to get useless results back. The entire success of your project really hinges on getting that in part right. And, getting it right isn't some accident. It's a real process. You don't just find a dataset and chuck it at a model. No, you have to collect it, you have to meticulously clean it to get rid of all the errors, validate that it's actually accurate, and, this is the most important part, make sure it truly represents the real-world problem you're trying to solve. This groundwork, it's everything. So let's get into the different flavors of data. We'll start with a distinction that is absolutely critical for your exam: labeled versus unlabeled. The easiest way to think about this is, are you giving your model a study guide that has an answer key in the back? Or are you just handing it a giant library of books and saying, good luck, find some patterns? First up, we have labeled data. This is data where you already know the right answer. So every single piece of data, what we call the input feature, is tagged with the correct output, or the label. It's basically a bunch of solved examples for the model to learn from. This is the perfect way to picture it. Imagine you have thousands of photos of animals. The picture itself, that's the input. That little tag that explicitly says, this is a cat, or this is a dog, that's the label. The model's whole job is just to study these examples over and over until it figures out how to map any new picture to the correct label. And this brings us to a huge exam topic, so listen up. When you train a model with labeled data that has the answers, you're doing what's called supervised learning. It's supervised because you are literally standing over the model, supervising it, showing it what the correct answers are. For the exam, you need to lock this connection in your brain. Labeled data equals supervised learning. Now, on the flip side, we have unlabeled data. This is data that only has the input features. So in our example, it'd be like having that same massive folder of animal photos, but with no tags, no labels, no answer key. The answers are all missing. When you put them side by side like this, the difference is crystal clear, right? Labeled data gives the model a nice, clear path to follow. But with unlabeled data, there's no answer key. The model has to act more like a detective, trying to discover hidden groups and patterns all by itself. And that, of course, brings us to the other side of the coin: unsupervised learning. Because you're not giving it the right answers, the model is unsupervised. Its job is to find interesting structures on its own. It might start grouping all the cat-like pictures over here and all the dog-like pictures over there without ever being told the word cat or dog. Okay, so besides the whole label thing, the other big distinction you need to know is about the format of the data itself. Is it all neatly organized in a table, or is it more of a free-for-all, like a block of text or a video? This is the difference between structured and unstructured data. First, structured data. Honestly, the best way to picture this is just a spreadsheet, an Excel file or a database table. Everything is organized into clean rows and columns. It follows a very clear format. That's why we also call it tabular data. And it's the kind of data computers love because it's so easy to work with. And structured data is absolutely everywhere. Think about customer purchase histories in a database, sensor data coming off of a factory machine, daily stock prices, or even a simple CSV file with user info. If you can imagine it fitting neatly into rows and columns, it's structured data. In contrast, you've got unstructured data. And what's that? Well, it's basically everything else. It's all the data that doesn't fit into a nice little table. It's the messy, complex, real-world information that actually makes up most of the data out there today. This comparison really nails it. Structured data is organized. It's predictable. Unstructured data is, well, it's all the other stuff. The text from a customer review, a photo of a product, an audio file from a support call, a video. This is often where the most valuable insights are hiding, but you need much more advanced models to find. So we've got our data types figured out, but where does this data actually live when you're working inside the AWS cloud? Okay, let's connect these concepts to the specific AWS services you're definitely going to be tested on. First and foremost, you absolutely must know Amazon S3, the simple storage service. S3 is the foundation. It's the backbone for pretty much all machine learning on AWS. Why? Because it can store massive, massive amounts of any kind of data, structured, unstructured, you name it. It's the central data lake where your projects almost always begin. Okay, this slide right here is your exam cheat sheet. Seriously, it pulls everything we've talked about together. Your data almost always starts its life in S3 for general storage. If you need to create labeled data, you'll use a tool called SageMaker Ground Truth to analyze unstructured text, Amazon Comprehend, for images, Amazon Rekognition, and for your structured tabular data that might be in a database like RDS or Redshift, you'll bring that into SageMaker to build your models. You gotta memorize these connections. All right, let's bring it all home. We're gonna do a rapid-fire review of the absolute must-know concepts for your certification exam. Takeaway number 1, data quality is not optional. Garbage in, garbage out isn't a suggestion. It is the fundamental law of machine learning. Your model will never, ever be better than the data you train it on, period. Takeaway number 2, you have to know the relationship between data and the type of learning. Labeled data, with the answers included, is for supervised learning. Unlabeled data, where the model has to find its own patterns, is for unsupervised learning. I can almost guarantee you this will be on the exam. And finally, takeaway number 3, know the main players in the AWS workflow. Your data, all that raw material, lives in Amazon S3. Your model building, the actual science experiment, happens in Amazon SageMaker. Think of it this way, S3 is the warehouse and SageMaker is the lab. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you can classify data, think about a problem you actually want to solve. Is the data you'd need structured or unstructured? Labeled or unlabeled? And based on that, which AWS service from that table we looked at would be your very first stop? Answering that, that's the first real step on your machine learning journey.